Hi my sweet friends, welcome back. So today we are going to be doing a craft together, so let's get started. So today what we are going to do, we are going to be doing the wooden signs. So we're going to be taking Mod Podge, which I have here, which this one is my homemade Mod Podge, which is just white glue and some water and mix it well. So we're going to be using that. We need the wooden signs, which I have several of. And then you're going to have to choose which napkin you want to use. And I have tons of napkins, so we'll just decide what we want to do. My niece Jessica is here with me, so she's going to be doing a sign also. You'll also need a couple paintbrushes. And you will need a lighter. So that's everything you're going to need for this project. So let's get started. Okay, so the first part, what you're going to do is you're going to separate the back from the tissue paper, from your napkin. So you're just going to put water on your hands and separate and then pull the whiteness off. And it might be 1 layer or 2 layers or 3 layers. You just have to test and see. And this one is 2 layers. So you're just going to take off the white piece and leave the pattern behind. So we're separating it right now. I won't be using a whole napkin, so it's all good. It's a little tricky. Put this in there and get it started. There we go. So now I'm taking off this piece like that and gently, so you don't rip your napkin. And now we're only left with the pattern, see? So what we're going to do now is see what size it is that we're putting it on, and then we're going to cut this down a little because we don't need this whole napkin. So I have a pair of scissors here. Doesn't have to be cut perfect. I'm just going to cut across like that and save this napkin for something else. So now we have enough to cover what's going on here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to be putting Mod Podge where I want this to stick. So I don't want it to stick to the bottom of the bird or the little bit of the wing. So I'm going to definitely be careful. I have 2 paintbrushes. I'm going to paint around that wing so that it doesn't get Mod Podged over. We'll try very carefully, and the rest of the sign is just getting full Mod Podge. I'm just shaking up the Mod Podge. So you're just going to apply the Mod Podge. I have to clean the Mod Podge here. Okay. So what I'll do is I'm going to put a little bit down onto the sign, and then I'll paint with my paintbrush. So, oops. Just going to take your Mod Podge and cover your letters. Just like that. Okay, need more. Put some on my paintbrush. and paint. So we're going to go around the little wing here, just like that, and then paint the rest. Okay, so now that that's covered with the Mod Podge, what I'm going to do is lay my napkin right over it. Just like that, and push down. Make sure it's all stuck. Like that. Then you're gonna cut off the little bit of extra that is around the sign. And I have a little pair of scissors here. So I'm gonna pick up my sign and just gonna trim around it a little. Let me get closer so you guys can see. So I'm just trimming it up some, just like this. Okay, so now that that part is done, I'm going to do the other side. And of course, the important part is that you want to clean up your workspace. What you're going to do is take one of your wet wipes and clean up all your area, because you are going to be working with flame. And you don't want anything to catch fire, so you make sure you clean up your workspace and all the excess napkin is picked up, because you do not want to have a fire. I'm going to move that out of the way and this off the table. So then we have this all cleaned up. We're going to put that down here, just like that. And what I'm going to do is, I'm opening up the lighter. Now let's see. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to just catch it a little bit and let it burn. And it's going to burn where there is no Mod Podge. Just like that. So we're going to do the other side. Hold on. I'm sorry, my hands are not as strong as I'd like them to be. So we're just going to relight it. And like I said, just be careful around your workspace, because you don't want to catch fire. And then to get in the middle, you can just stab a little. And then you're gonna catch fire again. And the middle is done. And then there is a little bit over here. So you're just gonna check and see. And then you take your dry brush that has no Mod Podge on it. I had two little ones beside me. There they are. They're a little bit stiffer. And what you'll do is you'll take the stiffer one and just take off the excess of the burnt napkin. Just like that. And you're just going to clean it up. And if you see a spot you missed, you can always just add Mod Podge and add a little bit more napkin. And away you go. So you're just going to clean it up. Now, I didn't Mod Podge that down, so I'm just going to pull that and be like that. Just like that. Okay, so now we're going to let Jessica try. So far that's what mine looks like. I think it's really cute. So we're going to let Jess try, and she has hers ready. So right over there. Yeah. And we're just burning it off. And the good thing with these signs, they have a little bird on them, so we can just hold the little bird because we didn't put Mod Podge by those birds. So it's not going to burn your fingers. It will die out before it gets there. So just going to start on the other side. And now she needs to poke in the middle before she lights there. So we're just going to poke a little hole there, and now she can light it. And we'll just actually make a slice here and a slice here to help it burn a little easier. Okay. So now she can light it underneath if she wants. Okay, there you go. And that side. There you go. And then she has one more spot to do. The lighter is not the easiest. There you go. So now what she'll do is she'll take again the stiff brush and you'll just clean it up. Just like that. Okay. Okay, so I have the signs done. And what I'm going to do for this one, what you can do to brighten it up if you want, you can just add another layer of Mod Podge onto the top. So that's all I'm going to do is just put another layer of Mod Podge on top, and then that will seal it in and keep it forever the way it is. So I'm just going to quickly do this, and then I'll let it dry. And it will dry clear, so I am not worried about that. And everything you've seen before you will still see. So I'm just going to add a few drops. Just like that. And we're just paint it on. And I have a couple more signs left to do, which we're going to do together. Jess will do one and then I'll do the other. And then that will be it for the video. Pretty simple, pretty easy, but really pretty. And it's not a lot of work to make this sign really pretty. So, okay. So that's all done. We're just going to let it dry. And I will be back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try this in 2 stages. I'm going to try to do the bird in pink, and then I'm going to do the outside in a different napkin. So all I'm going to do is do the Mod Podge on the bird first. So I'm just going to, and the one thing I did learn is that the more Mod Podge you put down and get the napkin to stick a little bit better, the less it burns on top of your project. So we're just going to Mod Podge the bird just like that. I'm going to put my pink napkin, which I already separated from the other part. I'm going to put it down. We want to make sure it's sticking. And I'm going to cut around the excess. So I'm just cutting the excess off, because we don't need all this to be fiery. So I'm doing that. And Jess is working on her next sign. Okay. There we go. Okay, so we cut off the excess. We're cleaning up our area because we do not want it to catch fire. I have a smaller lighter, which I'm gonna try. So I'm gonna just light it and let it go. Gonna light it, let it go. I'm not blowing on it or anything. It's just doing its own thing, and it's only burning where I have no Mod Podge. So the little birdie is done. I'm going to take my stiff brush, which I have here, and I'm just going to clean up around the edges. And then I have a cute little pink bird. Just like that. I have the little eyeball, which I'll do after. Just poke this through. There. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover the rest of it with Mod Podge and not touch, I'm not going to put any Mod Podge on the pink bird. And then I'm going to cover it with this purple napkin. So we're going to watch Jessica do hers, and then we'll be right back. Cage part. So I'm just going to put Mod Podge all over the cage, and then put the napkin down, and then we'll do the burning. So I just want to be careful around the bird because I'm not going to do the bird again. And we're just Spreading out the Mod Podge. This one should be interesting because it has a lot of curves and cuts in certain places, so and you don't have to work that quickly, but you don't want to take too long because you don't want it to dry either. So you want to definitely make sure you get it all covered. Don't leave any that you don't want covered without Mod Podge. Make sure you get it well covered. With two of us working, we got it pretty much done. Okay, so I have my napkin ready, and I'm just gonna lay it right over it. A little bit wrinkled, that's okay. I'm okay with wrinkles. So I'm just tapping it down. Kind of where everything is, just to make sure that it's come in contact with the Mod Podge underneath. Now I'm just going to cut around it. Pick it up. This is quite a big project, so just cutting off the excess. You know, the less flames, the better. So we're just going this way. And I think we're good. So I guess I'll do the outside first. And then we'll try to do the inside spots. So I have my lighter here. We're going to catch it and see if we can get the outside going. It's burning on its own. Stop there. You don't want to do this if you're afraid of flames, so. And it really doesn't smell that bad, so you don't have to worry about it smelling up the house or anything. It's not that big of a fire or anything. Okay, so now we have over here to do. So I have my pokey tool, so I'm just gonna poke down through just so that the flames can come up through. Kind of guessing. There we go. Let's see. There's that one. We gotta do another hole. It definitely needs the holes so you can get your flame through. Ouch. Hit my head. Okay, here and here. There we go. There we go. We're gonna do this side now. Let's see. If we poke through here and here, we should be able to get it started. There we go. And this side, that's way better. There we go. Okay, let's do this side. We'll clean it up once we're done burning. Now we gotta figure out the middle, because we didn't do the bird, so that should be good. Let's see where we go from here. And because I didn't Mod Podge the bird, it went right over the bird, see? That was a good burn. So I think there's a hole here and a hole here. Let's see. There's that. And I'm going to brush it and then I'll be... So all the signs are now done. And I think that was a really fun and neat project to do with Jessica. She really enjoyed it. The hardest one was the bird cage. Would I do another bird cage? Probably. But what I would do is I would do it in sections and not the whole thing at once, maybe. And make it a little easier to manage. Because you're trying to work very quick with a very big project. So I'd probably break it down into 3 sections and retry it that way. But other than that, it turned out really cute. They all have to dry now. The first 2 we did are pretty much dry, and I think they turned out really pretty. So thanks for watching, and let me know in the comments, do you think you'll give it a try? Because it's pretty simple and a lot of fun to do. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please hit the notification bell so you're notified every time I do an upload. And I'll see you on the next video. Bye everyone.